5:07, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Good morning to you, friends. Hope you're doing well. Joan?
Yes.
Did you have in your newscast the budding fight that is going on right now between Elon and Trump? It looks like it's going to be Elon v. Trump, take two.
Yeah, I don't get it. No, I didn't have it in the news. I figured that's something that you would want to kind of deal with, which you can do better as a talk show host. Are you scratching your head over this too? Like, what happened?
Well, you know what's been going on, right? So Elon has been spouting off. Now, I'm going to say this very respectfully of everyone, but Elon has been spouting off again about the big, beautiful bill. He doesn't like it. Everybody knows that Elon doesn't like it. So Elon has been saying that, he wants to start, and he says that he will start a new political party, the America Party. It's the same stuff that he's been saying all this time.
Yeah.
But he has now said, you know what? If this passes, I will immediately start another party called the America Party. Who's with me, basically, is what he's saying. And so I was musing, all right, so let's think if, who's the biggest malcontents here with the big, beautiful bill? Rand Paul, right? A lot of people love Rand Paul. So I was thinking, all right, so if Elon Musk decided to start a new political party, he's got the money to do it. He's got the following to do it.
He'll have Thomas Massey, too.
Thomas Massey and Rand Paul, and probably some others as well. And so I think Donald Trump understands that is a reasonable threat. Now, I don't believe, just so y'all know, I don't believe that Elon and Thomas Massey and Rand Paul could beat a J.D. Vance or a Marco Rubio. I don't believe that they could. But they could split apart the conservative vote, and that would be good for the Democrats.
Yep, right? Absolutely. That's the danger.
That is absolutely the danger. So Trump is now doing what, Trump does, and he starts going after Elon on True Social because, again, Elon is talking about starting another thing. Because what happens is if ultimately the Democrats come in 2028, if they win in 2028, you know what happens? It's like a lot of Donald Trump's legacy will be gone. Just like the bottom line with Joe Biden and his legislative legacy, there's nothing good. But anything good that he thought he might have done, Donald Trump just came in and steamrolled right over it. And so Trump doesn't want his legacy to end at the end of his second term. If J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio get in, then his legacy will not only be intact, but it'll be strengthened because everything that he puts forward, I'm assuming, would continue on. Sometimes if you have, a piece of legislation, maybe a spending bill, and you put it in place, well, that's great, but sometimes it takes a while for that cake to bake. You know what I'm saying? And so if a Democrat comes in and, Lord help us, you've got a Democrat-run Congress as well, they can kill your bill before it's baked, before it's all ready to, before everything is played out. And so if that happens, then that does mess with your legacy as a president. So, I totally get why Donald Trump is now going after Elon Musk. And it's a familiar thing. This was right before midnight. Donald Trump posting this. Elon Musk knew long before he so strongly endorsed me for president that I was strongly against the EV mandate. It is ridiculous and was always a major part of my campaign. Electric cars are fine, but not everybody should be forced to own one. President Trump saying Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far. And without subsidies, Trump says, without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, no more satellites or electric car production, and our country would save a fortune. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good, hard look at this. Big money to be saved. He is threatening, Donald Trump is threatening Elon Musk with Doge. Now, for the record, and I told you about this before, folks, Elon Musk doesn't want the subsidies. Elon Musk has said over and over again, I don't need the subsidies. The Teslas, they stand on their own. So I mean, Donald Trump has done this before because I guess the EV mandate in the big, beautiful bill, Joan, is the EV mandate killed in the big, beautiful bill?
Yes.
It is. Okay. So are you guessing or is it true?
Oh, I'm guessing.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I could have guessed, Joan,
Yeah,
but as the one, the clearly the smartest of the two of us, I thought you would know.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
You're kidding about me being smarter than you?
Actually, no, I'm not kidding about that. Not at all. Anyway, so I think Trump, I think he recognizes that Elon Musk could cause some problems for not only him, but also for the Republican Party. You extend that out to Donald Trump's legacy and his legislative victories and how, you know what?
Is it too late for him to fold Elon back in?
Probably.
Yeah.
And Elon is a man of, well, I say this, I don't really know, but I believe that Elon Musk is a man of principle. So if that thing passes, my worry would be that Elon starts, cozying up to the Democrats. That would be a worry that I would have too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Super text line is open, by the way, 615-737-9986, 615-737-WWTN. Joan, I don't know if you listened on the way in when I was hosting Red Eye Radio, but
I listened deeply and intently when you're talking.
Do you know why that is? Because you're smart. We've already covered that, haven't we?
Yeah.
So I heard that. So a really interesting poll, though, and I'm going to get into that coming up after the traffic. It is 5:15. Time to check the roads on WTN.
Well, it looks like they have wrapped up, or they're starting to wrap up, that paving work on 65 northbound near Trinity Lane this morning. Still really slow as you go by that spot, though. And no delays so far to speak of on 24 heading in. 40 is looking pretty good so far as well. This is one of those weeks where we're going to have light volume on the roadways because of the holiday. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you, Joan. As far as the weather for today, high of 88, possible thunderstorms as well. Is that what you have, Joan? High of 88, possible T-storms?
Yes, that's exactly what I have.
So listen to this. I thought this was interesting. We did talk about this on the overnight. Gallup did a poll, and they asked people way back in 2001. Now, I don't know if this was before or after 9/11. Mm-hmm. But they asked Democrats and Republicans, are you proud to be an American? 87% of Democrats back in 2001 said, absolutely, we are proud to be American. 87% of Democrats in 2001. Joan, can you guess what that number is today in 2025?
I would be cheating because I heard the story.
36%,
Which
friends.
is so sad.
It is sad. They went down 51 percentage points. What is wrong with these Democrats? And I would love to know what exactly specifically is it that has made you not proud to be an American? What is it? Is it because America nominated and elected Donald Trump? Is that what it is? Republicans, by the way, I'm proud to say that Republicans stood firm. In 2001, 90% of Republicans said that they were either very or extremely proud to be an American. Do you know what that number was in 2025? 92%. So Trump added a couple of percentage points. And I think part of the reason why is because we do have a president. You know what? I'll say this. Barack Obama. Remember Barack Obama's apology tour?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Do you remember Joe Biden and his? I don't know did he go on an apology tour like Obama did, or did he just, he never knew where he was, so I don't really know.
Just hiding in the basement.
Yeah. But so the Democrats, the question would be, why are you not as proud to be an American today as you were back in 2001? I would ask the hate listeners, because I know that we got them. So, hate listeners, in other words, if you are a Democrat, are you proud to be an American? And by the way, if you are not as proud as you were back in 2001, I want to know why. Like, that's the thing that I was trying to figure out, even on Red Eye Radio. I was trying to ask folks, if you fall into that category, if you fall into the category of you're not as proud as you once were about being an American, why? Why is that? And I didn't really get any takers on the overnight show. And I thought I'd get at least one hate listener, but I didn't. I mean, one guy said, well, America starts a lot of wars. You know what? America ends a lot of wars too. I'd say that. So I don't know, but I can only speak for myself when I say that I am, at 2001, that's so long ago, I don't know how patriotic I was back then, but I can tell you why I am so extremely proud to be an American today. The reason I'm so proud to be an American today is because, well, I can't get away from that damn song. I'm just kidding. Did you get the joke, Joan?
Yeah, now everybody's going to be playing that song in their heads,
Proud
even
to
though they
be an
didn't hear it.
American. You know what? I love the song. I loved the song the first 3,000 times that I heard it. Anyway, so no, in reality, the reason why I think that I am more patriotic and why I believe that Republicans have maintained their patriotism is because America actually does a lot of good. And we do have a president. We had Donald Trump in the first term. He was proud of America. He was always standing up for America. And now here in his second term, he is even more passionate about protecting America. And so I think that's why, and let's just be honest, it's kind of built into the fabric of being a conservative, being proud to be an American, right? And proud to, be part of, the greatest country on earth. For the Democrats, that is some sort of a bad thing, where if you believe that America is the greatest country on earth, well, then you're, I don't know, what do you call it when you're proud of your country?
Patriotic?
The Democrats, what is the word? Where the Democrats have like a nasty word for it. If you are proud of your country, is it jingoism? Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. There is a word that the Democrats will use. I'm not on the super text line. Maybe somebody can.
Yeah, jingoism is excessive, often aggressive nationalism, especially in foreign policy.
All right, whatever. Anyway, but the Democrats don't think it's a positive thing to be proud of your country. So that is part of it. But bottom line is, if there are any, and I'll get my super text line up here in a second. But Joan, do you see any hate listeners out there, and are they chiming in as to why they might not be as patriotic as they once were?
I am not.
You're not?
Logged into the text.
You know what, super texters, we're not ignoring you.
Yeah. I'm doing so now.
We're not ignoring you. KGB, what are you doing? You on the super text line?
I'm signing in as well.
Wow, man, all of us just not with it this morning. Well, that's all right. I would be willing to bet that somebody, though, has an answer for us. And we'll talk about that coming up. It is 5:21 on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. KGB, what is our poll question for the day?
Yes, I got you. Would you support a political party led by Elon Musk? Yes or no? And right now, 78% say no.
That was the overriding thought when we did it on Red Eye. The overriding thought from the people that I spoke to, and they sent in Facebook notes and stuff. Most people said, like Elon, he's a good guy, love what he did for America, but no, we're going to stick with what we know. And I think that is really, really smart. It is 5:21 on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. Joe Jones has the news at 5:30. Joan. 5:37, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. WTN, good morning to you, friends. So today's a big day, Joan.
Yes, it is.
And not for the reason you think. Do you know what today is in America? Do you know what today is?
The 1st of July.
Nope.
End of Pride Month.
He's not wrong.
I thought that's where you were going with.
No.
He's not wrong.
No, today is
Let's kick it.
Alligator Alcatraz Day.
Yes.
If you go to my X feed, I'm sure you've seen this, Joan. All of the alligators
It's
head
too
bobbing
funny.
up and down with the with the ice hats on. It is so epically funny. So it is a big day today because Donald Trump is headed to Florida. And this was Caroline Levitt yesterday talking about this.
President Trump will travel to the great state of Florida to attend the opening of a new illegal alien detention center located at Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport.
All right. So it is, Alligator Alcatraz Day. He's going to go to this massive migrant detention center right there in the Florida Everglades, surrounded by alligators, massive python snakes, and all kinds of dangerous animals and reptiles. Have you ever been to the Florida Everglades, Joan?
I have, actually. Well, not to, let's see, have I been to the Everglades?
It's kind of swampy.
Yeah, it's very swampy, and it has sawgrass.
Yeah.
So it's blady grass.
Right.
It's horrible. And it's alligators everywhere.
Yeah. You ever see pythons?
I haven't seen a python, no.
All right.
I mean, except in the zoo.
Well, President Trump, he's going, and he's going to be there today. I'm looking forward to seeing the president's speech on that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's only one road leading in, and the only way out is a one-way flight. It is isolated and surrounded by dangerous wildlife and unforgiving terrain. The facility will have up to 5,000 beds to house, process, and deport criminal illegal aliens. This is an efficient and low-cost way to help carry out the largest mass deportation campaign in American history.
Now, can I tell you, though, this place doesn't sound so bad. Like, if I'm an illegal alien and I've lived in, Guatemala.
Oh, gosh. Yeah,
Guatemala. All right.
I gotcha.
Good. They've got air conditioning. They've got food. They've got water. And these are going to be new facilities. So what exactly is the problem? They'll be able to meet with their legal representatives and all of that processing that the Democrats are so worried about. Eventually, these people will be deported. They'll maybe jailed if they go and they have their hearings and then their trials and all that stuff. And maybe, just maybe, they'll be found innocent, but whatever.
And if they try to escape, they'll get a leg taken off by an alligator.
And then they're not going to be able to run.
Right. I mean, I'm all for it.
Listen, I'd be okay with just an ankle. You don't have to lose the entire leg.
Yeah, somebody else said they have mosquitoes as big as dragonflies.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
So Democrats, they're not happy with this.
I need somebody to tell me that I'd not just walk upstairs and see a clip on the news talking about Alligator Alcatraz, a prison camp that they're building in the Everglades in Florida to throw immigrants into. Truly, what the f*** is happening when they're in the middle of construction of a prison camp in the f***ing Everglades to throw immigrants into, which by the looks of it, of what I saw on the screen, looked just like several rows of cargo shipping containers. They're building a ton of shipping containers that they're going to throw human beings into because they're immigrants.
You know, it's so funny.
She skips the word illegal somehow.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah. Funny.
And it's almost like she's like frothing at the mouth. And
Yeah.
by the way, I grokked it. They're not using shipping containers for these people.
I know.
But
Yeah.
I just want people to know that I actually have no problem with shipping containers. I once said that what we need to do is take some of these, because, America has like thousands of these shipping containers, right? You put them on, they're like train shipping containers.
Right.
You can make those into apartments. People have done this in every big city across America.
Oh, it's very fashionable right now.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
So why don't we take all these and put homeless people in them?
Oh, yeah.
Or migrants or illegal aliens. That's what we ought to do. But this woman, she gets and if you listen to this next soundbite, she's like slowly building to an explosion.
If that wasn't already horrifying enough to throw human beings into containers, Florida had to Florida and be like, you know what? I'll do you one better. Not only are we going to make this disgusting prison camp, but we're going to put it right in the Everglades next to all the gators and joyfully refer to it as Alligator Alcatraz. No, absolutely not. Just make it stop. Make it stop.
Has anybody checked on her?
Make it stop.
No, but maybe they should. Do you know, I wonder, when I hear that, I honestly wonder, is she for real? Or is she just trying to get followers and likes and all that?
Make it stop.
I mean, I don't know. It sounds silly to me that she is getting so passionate about something that most people, you know, relatively speaking, just passionate about. I mean, I'm passionate about it, but most people are like, well, yeah, they're getting rid of illegal aliens. What's the problem? But of course, but this wackadoo.
Make it stop.
It's all performative, like everything.
Do you think that's performative?
Absolutely.
Hey, by the way, Joan.
Yeah.
When is your birthday?
It was last week.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And I missed it. I didn't know it was your birthday.
I know.
KGB, did you know it was just, hey, Joan, for the record, my birthday is easy to remember.
I know.
December 26th.
I know. We all know, Dan.
And listen, gift cards are fine. Venmo is always appreciated.
Oh, my gosh. Do you know my birthday was 2 weeks ago?
We did. We actually said happy birthday to you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Because he was in Las Vegas for his birthday.
I was, well, when your guys' show's on, I was dead asleep.
Your guys's?
Your guys.
Let's work on your grammar.
That was such a California thing to say.
Can we be honest? Even when you're here, KGB, you're asleep.
Make it stop.
And then he starts saying that. By the way, so I've decided then what I'm going to get you for Christmas, Joan.
Okay.
I'm going to get you Alligator Alcatraz T-shirt.
I love it.
I
want that.
If you go to
already?
Yeah, if you go to my X feed, the Florida GOP now has Alcatraz Island T-shirts and hats.
I love it.
I do too. If only to drive
Make it stop.
people like that crazy. All right, so it is also a big day today because all the new laws come into effect. They start today. So,
Sorry, I'm looking. I found a plethora of these shirts already on like Amazon. The Alcatraz alligator ones.
Yeah.
They're good.
Are they? Describe a couple.
One has like what looks like some sort of resort in Florida that just says Alcatraz National. Like it calls it a national park already.
Okay.
So that's pretty good.
Do you know what I like? I like the ones where they're memes, Joan, where the alligator is wearing a prison guard uniform and he's got, like the gang member with, the shaved head and the teardrop tattoo and all that. Ooh. And he's got a baton. And it's AI, and it looks real.
Someone made a picture of us, usually there's like presidential seal or like some seals for cities and stuff. Mm-hmm. One made one for Alligator Alcatraz, which is an alligator and a lock, like one of those heavy duty locks, and it just says like established 2025 on it and stuff. It's so
okay.
These are good.
All right. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll order mine. And
these are going for honestly like $15 for these shirts. I mean I would buy one of these.
It's not bad as long as you get them while they're still fashionable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah. You gotta.
Yeah. Like sometimes by the time you get it, it's already over. Joan, today is the day when all of the new laws come into effect. So you want to talk about the biggest couple? Now, so we're clear, I don't know what they are.
Okay.
So
most of these, restricting cell phone use in schools.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You know what the kids are saying about that?
Make it stop.
Yes,
that's what the kids are saying.
Oh God, is that today's overused clip of the day?
I think so. Absolutely.
I've been looking forward to this since midnight. All right, what else?
So a lot of the school
kids
districts
can't use the cell phone in school.
School districts can make rules now that ban cell phone use, and so a lot of them have. Clarksville Metro, Nashville, Williamson County, and Putnam County, just to name a few. This is also the day that the Education Freedom Act becomes for real, even though they've already signed up a bajillion kids.
Right.
The ban on Glock switches that goes into effect today.
Okay.
Ensures harsh penalties for anyone caught with a handgun displaying the device. Penalties increased to a felony if a person abuses a child between the ages of 9 and 17. Imagine that was not a felony before.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That was not a felony before?
It was not. It was not. It's been upgraded.
In 2025, that's been upgraded.
Yes.
Well done, state legislature.
I know, right?
It's almost like, did you know that this was... So if it's not a felony, is it misdemeanor? Like, is there something
yes, I
in
think
between a felony and a misdemeanor?
So anyone under the age of 9, yes, it was a felony. Now the 9 to 17-year-olds are covered by a felony.
All right.
Yeah. There's an interesting one, and I have a story about this. Human smuggling and harboring, it criminalizes the harboring of undocumented immigrants. So that's going to be really tough for a lot of places. And I think about places like Nashville Rescue Mission, which has already said that it harbors illegal immigrants.
They do.
And so what
that.
happens with places like that? I realize that it's from their heart that they're doing this because they're taking care of humans.
Yep.
But it's not allowed.
It's not political for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they
Exactly.
see a human being. You use the proper term. They see a human being. They don't see a
Correct.
person
Yep.
who's illegal or legal, whatever. So I don't know. That's an interesting point.
So on my way to work this morning,
Yeah.
I passed 2 vans. No, remember the van that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was in? And it had all the seats. You know, what did they have? 9 people
Oh, yeah.
in the van with him?
Yep.
When he was caught?
Yep.
I passed 2 vans this morning, white vans carrying just as many people. They were in line with each other. One of them, they were in the left lane. The first one got into the right lane as I wanted to pass, and the second one got into the right lane. Very respective, but beat up old white vans packed with people inside of them.
Seriously.
Yeah, it looked to me, and that was on 24 westbound early this morning. So they're doing it like in the overnight hours.
Was it in Antioch?
No, it was actually down by me. So,
Okay.
Probably, between Manchester and Murfreesboro is where I
Okay.
saw it. So they were heading up toward Nashville. And they're doing it in the early morning hours when nobody would see them. So who knows what it really is, but it looked to me like they were smuggling humans.
Joan, I think we know what we need to do.
Oh, boy.
We got to find Ice Baby.
Should I call ICE and tell them what I saw?
You should. I think that'd be fun. Do you have Ice's phone number?
They're right here in Nashville.
Then call him. Yeah, I think that'd be funny. Just make sure that, you give him your name and not mine. I'm just kidding.
Hi, I'm Joan Jones. I work on the Dan Manda Show.
Somebody sent me a text yesterday, and I don't know if it's true. It can't be. There's no way. Somebody said that George Clooney had been arrested because they had found a bunch of illegal aliens working on his house.
No.
I don't think that's true because I have not seen that anywhere. But, that would be so funny. Wouldn't that be funny?
It would be hysterical.
Do you know what somebody ought to do? Somebody ought to figure out where John Cusack lives and then just like have a bunch of illegal aliens like run onto his property and then have, ICE show up. And then it could be, busted for harboring illegal aliens. Then John Cusack could maybe be deported himself to wherever it is he thinks is better than America.
I don't see anything about that. I see stories about the color of his hair for his last show, which is just a ridiculous story.
The color of George Clooney's hair?
Yeah, he had to dye his hair really dark or something.
Oh, whatever. Hard-hitting journalism.
Yes, clearly.
Hard-hitting journalism. All right, very good.
Okay, do you want to know more of the laws?
A couple more, sure.
There's the immigration enforcement law provides incentives for promoting enforcement of federal immigration and criminal penalties and removal of officials who adopt sanctuary policies. I think that's an important one.
Yeah.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
There's limits on the number of points assessed to a person's driver's license to 4 for the offenses of operating a vehicle with a canceled or suspended or revoked license.
Unless you're
an illegal alien,
unless you're
then you get away with it.
an illegal alien that can't speak English, then you're fine.
Exactly. There's also the dismantling DEI departments. No state department, agency, or any other unit of state government will be allowed to promote or require diversity, equity, or inclusion policies or programs in Tennessee.
Do you know what sucks about that, though? I think Nashville can still do it.
Why? Are they not
that's
part
a
of
city.
Tennessee?
That's a city. No, that's a city.
No state government department, agency, or any other
You have
unit
state
of state
departments,
government.
and then you have city departments, right?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I'm. There was a thing that was going on in Nashville, and I checked it out, and they said, yeah, the city of Nashville can do what they want.
And they probably will. They probably do.
Of course they will.
On steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Last one.
Yes.
The Success Sequence Act, which I just love this, but I want to know how it's implemented. This is that bill that aims to teach a success sequence to students so they finish high school, go get a job, or move to higher education, then get married, then have children.
I love that.
Yes, love that too. But how do you implement that?
You just have a talk. Do you know what I think you ought to do when, like, you want to talk about that? So real quick, I think part of what you do, if you want to tell, like, particularly young men that you need to do this in a particular order, you need to tell, like, a teenage boy, like, 15, 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
Here's how much you will be paying in child support if you knock somebody up.
I like that. Okay.
Because I think just the sheer practicality of, holy crap, I'm going to be paying how much? And because it's a sizable amount. And it'll, I don't know if it'll.
The unfortunate part of it is that this replaces teaching your children in a family setting how to be a family, how to do life.
The story about the child support, instead of scaring the pants off of you, it'll scare the pants back on you. Thank you.
Well done, Dan. I like that one.
You like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Very good, because I think a lot of the people are like,
Make it stop!
I think that's what they're saying. All right, for the love of God. Go, Joan. What's coming up?